Hi, my name is Orna Pisanti and I'm a physiotherapist and a Feldenkrais teacher. I specialize in teaching people how to release themselves from back-originated pains. In this course that I've prepared for you, you will discover how to do this, how to release yourselves from back-originated pains, without medications, without diagnosis, without treatments, and maybe even without operations. During the last 20 years, I have treated thousands of people who have suffered from back, knee, neck, shoulder pain and more. They all, more or less, went through the same process. The pain appeared, and then they went to the doctor to receive medication. And when the medication didn't help, they returned to the same doctor to have an X-ray. After that, they usually had to wait for a period of a few long weeks to get an appointment with a physiotherapist. The treatment's effect lasted for a few weeks or even months, and in the best scenario for a few years, until the pain returned, sometimes in a different place, sometimes with the pain even stronger. Everyone experienced the same feeling of hopelessness, with the same conclusion that they were stuck with this pain forever. And quite rightly too. No therapist, no matter how good they are, can make the pain disappear forever. Back problems naturally will reappear again and again. Anyone who thinks differently is mistaken. Most people don't know what to do when the pain returns. At the age of 28, I reached the state of having 2 herniated discs in my lower back. I couldn't sit, I couldn't drive, I couldn't get out of the car, and I couldn't even walk only a few meters. At night, I suffered from difficult and paralyzing pain. For a whole year, I suffered from these pains, and I searched desperately for a solution that would suit me. As a physiotherapist, at the beginning of her career, I couldn't bear the idea of receiving treatment from another physiotherapist, nor of having an operation, not even taking medication. It was clear to me that I would have to help myself. But I didn't know exactly how. I understood that before I could help myself in the long term, I would first have to find some movements that would help me in the short term. During those days, I planted the first seeds of my method, the method of releasing myself from back-originated pains. My pains and hopelessness back then became today's present for me and for many other thousands of people. I remember how at the beginning of my search for the solution, I drifted into the Feldenkrais method, and I was amazed to discover how one small movement didn't hurt me. I didn't exert myself, nor do any training, and it seemed nearly by chance that my pain was taken away. After that movement, I found more and more similar movements that helped me to make the pain that I had had disappear completely. Over the following years, this movement helped me to help thousands of other people. I understood that I had had a treasure in my hand, that I could help millions of people all over the world. When I suffered from back pain, I understood that beyond the pain, the greatest difficulty that we have to overcome is not the pain itself, but the feeling of hopelessness. The inability to understand how I could get in and out of bed, get up from a chair, walk a few meters to the table, and more. What most people do in this situation is to find a solution at the nearest pharmacy, at the doctor, and afterwards at another doctor. And it's important to them that the doctor will tell them exactly what their problem is. They really believe that this is what will help them to be released from their pains. Later, they wait in long lines for weeks and more in order to receive physiotherapist treatment. That was supposed to help people in an hour or less, and I know, and I've been there, and it's a very frustrating experience in my direction. In the meantime, what do? Suffer? Fill your body up with a lot of medication, of which the side effects we don't even want to think about at all? Since I suffered from back pains, 20 years have gone by. Until a few years ago, I passed my knowledge mainly on to my patients. 5 years ago, I understood that I was doing wrong to my patients while treating them. It's funny, but that's exactly how I felt. That I was doing wrong to my patients by letting them become addicted to my hands. And that I don't help them enough to understand what they can do next time when the pain appears, because it will come back and it will appear, and that's obvious. I noticed that my dear patients didn't like it so much when I tried to explain it to them. They wanted me to lay my good hands on them in order to redeem their pain from them in a short time. It was clear to me that if I didn't assist them with a box of tools for their way home, they became addicted to me. They didn't want to understand that. My patients didn't want to take the responsibility of the future of their pains on themselves. I didn't like that. So 5 years ago, I decided to stop giving treatments and started to teach anyone who was interested how to release their back pain alone, easily, and with great pleasure. During the last few years, I have taught how to do this to a large moving community of which you are part of. How to release yourself from back-originated pains without doctors, without therapists, without medications, without injections, and even without operations. I set myself a goal to help as many people as possible to be released from their back-originated pains. My aspiration is, by the way, to reach communities of tens of thousands of people all around the world. Today, I want to teach you a few movements that will help you understand how my basic method works. Do you want to try? Let's go. We will start with a movement that I found helpful in 97% of the thousands of people I spoke with to alleviate back-originated pains. You should familiarize yourself with it first and foremost.